Chwant matnaru hatna giathe niwuu wagnana skaruda ekohewa gaidakra disna diret chucks. Hello, my name is Belinda. I am from Tuscarora from the White Bear clan, and today we are going to be making some cornbread, traditional cornbread with white corn. Some people call it flour corn, Indian corn, white corn. And here we have a couple kernels of white corn, which this pile here has been processed with the wood ashes. Any hardwood ashes will do. Here's some sifted ashes, and you boil that with the white corn, and then you re-dry it into and it turns out like this here. So that is the processed corn and re-dried, and then you grind it into your flour, which is this here. So I'm just going to take some flour, dump it in my bowl. We'll just do one loaf today, one wheel. There's some flour. So this process can take a few days. I have gotten it down to an hour, and I've heard people expediting that process by drying the corn in their oven. But to be safe, I usually will treat the corn and dry it for a day or two before grinding it into the flour here. This is some really fine flour. So what we're going to add here is some salt, just a little bit of salt, into here. And then we're going to grab some boiling water. It has to be boiling. I've tried to use water that's just really warm, and it doesn't process properly. It doesn't. Pour that in. This part you have to be a little careful, because if you use too much hot water and you've run out of flour, then you're going to have a very, it's going to be very mushy. You want your consistency to be like peanut butter, like you can squeeze it and it stays stiff. This part can be a little brutal because you have to get your hands right in that hot water. I like to cheat and put my hands in cold water first. You just want to squeeze it together. So now I add some canned kidney beans, dark red. Just a little, smush them in there. Start forming your ball. Pack it nice and good, and then you want to form your wheel. I've seen people use a form to do this. I've seen people make them about 4 times this size. I've made them as a wedding favor, and they were baby ones. You can also add different things to this. I had one, I taught a class, and one woman cooked it in chicken broth. We added jalapenos a few times. We got a nice loaf here. Then you want to glaze it with some cold water to seal it before you stick it in the boiling water. You want your water to be at a simmer. That loaf will take about 35 to 45 minutes, and it'll tell you when it's done because it should float. Alright, so we're ready to pull our wheel out. Normally I have a cornbread paddle. I forgot that, so I'm using the spoon. And the loaf, you can kind of see it is floating quite a bit. You definitely do not want this to stick to the bottom, so periodically through its cooking time, just give it a little nudge, make sure it's not stuck to the bottom. If it winds up burning, your whole batch is done. Here it is.